And look who's back with us now, the GOP candidate for the Senate in Georgia, Herschel Walker. Herschel, it's great to see you again. It's good to have you back on. Okay, Herschel, let's talk about this.
Hey, thank you for having me.
It's good to see you again. Okay, Trump's announcement. There's talk that it was hitting your run for the Senate, and it was a big footing announcement. But what is your message to voters in Georgia right now? Because we've got Senator Warnock and his team saying you're not ready for prime time, you're just an athlete. What's your message to Georgia voters?
Well, I think people saw in the debate who's ready for prime time and who's ready to be a senator. During the debate, I think I took him to school, and what I mean by that is he wouldn't even answer questions anymore. You know, he continued to say the things that I think he's talking about himself. You know, I built my own business. I've signed the front of a paycheck. He's never have. I think he's been proven through this apartment that he owns 99% of it, that he's been a terrible manager. Right now, people are living in filth. There's been dead bodies found there. He's been evicting people for rent. Well, I built a very successful business, and yet in 2 short years as a senator, he's failed Georgia. He's voted with Joe Biden 96% of the time, which means that they're headed in the wrong direction. That's the reason we got this high inflation. We got crime on the street, open border. He voted to put men and women in sports. So after hearing all that, who's ready to be a senator? And it's not Senator Warnock. He's already proved that he don't represent Georgia. And I'm the man to represent Georgia right now.
You know, Herschel, GOP, they're getting criticized for failing at, you know, this ballyhooed midterm red wave. The thinking is they didn't megaphone and broadcast their plans. 2 big problems. First, what are your plans to battle inflation?
Well, my plans to battle inflation is the first thing that we want to do is let's get rid of those 87,000 RS agents. Let's get rid of those agents that's going to come after us. And then let's try to get our energy back. I think that's the first thing we need to do is get our energy back, because once we get our energy back, I think we can get this economy stirred back up. Because now you're going to give people money in their pockets. You're going to put money back in their pocket and quit overcharging for gas. Utility bills are going up right now. Well, people can keep their money in their pocket. Food prices are going up. What I want to do is I want to get us back to being energy independence, and that's going to also get our supply chain together. And that's the first thing I think we need to do, is start trying to worry about things like that, because we also worry about a national security problem as well. You know, once you start asking for things from your enemy, I don't think they understand the definition of an enemy. An enemy is somebody that don't like you. So we shouldn't be going to them to ask for any type of oil or gas. Right now, we are so fertile underneath our feet, we need to get back to doing our own things, our own selves.
You know, Herschel, the other thing, too, is what can you promise the people of Georgia that's different from Senator Warnock on crime? I mean, violent crime is up 24% in Georgia.
Well, one thing I can promise that I stand behind our men and women in blue. You know, right now, I've had more sheriffs to endorse me than anyone in the candidate that was running in Georgia. I've had over 114 sheriffs to endorse me. They endorse me because they know I will always have their backs. Senator Warnock had called them names, bullies and thugs, so the morale is down, recruitment is down. And what I like to try to do is I like to try to bring some harmony, and what I mean is some peace between the citizen and the police. I think to have leaders in Washington that continue to have this fight with our law enforcement, that, you know, what's going to happen with the citizen? They're going to do the same thing. We got to bring the respect back to our law enforcement. That's one thing I will work my tail off to get done. And Senator Warnock has not done it. You know, he goes to his church, he preaches things that's against the police, against law enforcement. We can't do that. You know, we got to have law and order. You know, I've said it many times. And then you think about the border. And that's why I keep telling people, in less than 2 short years, you see where we're at. He hasn't even been in office 2 short years, and we're right now, this country is in a mess. This state is in a mess. And it's because of people like Senator Warnock, who's not a leader. He went to Washington to be a follower, to follow Joe Biden. Well, when I go to Washington, I will represent the Georgia people. There's good people here. I'm not going to say that we don't have our problems, because we do, but we work those problems out together.
You know, Herschel, Democrats, they're going to have to defend a big 23 Senate seats out of 33 will be up for re-election in 2024 versus just 10 for Republicans. That's why this is such a big fight over this with your Senate runoff. The concern was that the fight inside the Senate and the House between Republicans over their leadership was hurting your campaign, pulling focus away, and there's concern that your campaign is not getting enough money. Are you guys okay with funding? Because we're hearing that some funding mechanisms were just giving you guys 10% and 90% went to the Trump campaign, or 90% went to, say, the North Carolina, GOP arm, or the Georgia GOP arm. What's going on with funding of your campaign?
Well, first of all, Senator Warnock is trying to buy this seat. That's what they did when they got into the runoff. They were trying to buy this seat. But I was not going to let them buy this seat. I told them they may raise more money than I will, but I get more votes than they will. That's the reason we're in a runoff right now. So if he don't know how to spend his money, we can't let him spend our money. So I'm not going to let him buy this seat. And right now with this runoff, we're the only show in town. This is the biggest show in town. So everybody's out there having some type of scheme or some type of this. I want everyone to know, go to teamherschel.com. Go to teamherschel.com, because we're not going to let them buy this seat. We're going to raise the money that we need to raise to win this seat for the great people of Georgia. This seat that Senator Warnock holds do not belong to him. It belongs to the people. And that's one thing that we got to get back to in this country. It's not government, but get back to the people. This is the people's seat.
Let's listen to Senator Mitch McConnell with his take on what happened in the midterms. Watch this.
What happened? We underperformed among independents and moderates, because their impression of many of the people in our party in leadership roles is that they're involved in chaos, negativity, excessive attacks, and it frightened independent and moderate Republican voters. And we saw that, which is why you all recall I never predicted a red wave.
So you heard that. What's going on with the swing voters and the independent voters? Are they going toward you? We're just tracking the polling. They're trying to ascertain what's happening. Is there concern in Georgia among swing voters and independents with your race or Warnock's race? Where do you come down?
Well, what's going on with them is, they spent a lot of money in my race. Well, we're virtually tied, which meant that I'm getting out, I'm meeting the people, telling the people what I stand for and what Senator Warnock stands for. I don't think everyone want to have high taxes. They don't want their taxes raised. I think people want to keep the money in their pocket. I don't think everybody want to have high gas prices. I don't think everybody want to have high grocery prices, higher utility bills.
But
I think people want to see the border security.
How do you feel about Trump's endorsement?
Well, see, I think that's the problem right there. Right now, Trump is running for president. He says he's going to run for president. I'm running for the Senate here in Georgia. This is not Trump race. This is Herschel Walker race. And that's who I'm going up against, is Senator Warnock. President Trump endorsed me. I thank him for it. Leader McConnell endorsed me. I thank him for it. But Herschel Walker is running this race here. That's what the people have seen. They've seen me out on the stump. They've seen me out there telling them what I'm going to do, because I'm that fighter that's going to fight for the people of Georgia. No one has fought for him since Senator Warnock has got in office. I've been that fighter, and that's what I'm going to do right now, is be that fighter.
We've got one final question. Warnock and Democrats are suing for an extra day of early voting on the Saturday, not just the Monday after Thanksgiving. Georgia law prohibits that around a holiday because there's not enough poll workers, given the difficulty of getting poll workers around a holiday. So what was your take when you heard that they're trying to do that? Final word.
Well, my take is you don't change the rules in the middle of the game. This is not something that just happened yesterday. They've known the rules for a while. I've known the rules. You play by the rules that you have. If you want to change it way before now. Don't start to get into it now, because now all you're going to do now is get the people frustrated. And I don't think we want to do that. Right now, people got to get trust back in our election procedure. We got to get the trust back into it. Got to get trust back into our leaders. You can't continue just to sue every time something comes up. You had a chance to change this a time before, and you didn't do it. So we don't change the game in the middle, don't change the rules in the middle of the game.
Herschel Walker, thanks for coming on the show. It's good to see you again. We'll have you back on again soon.
Thank you now.
Good luck with your race, okay?